Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This guy. So there was this God, and this God was like, you got to take this prayer. He won't talk to anybody else. You got to take this prayer. He won't talk to anybody else. And I was like, is it really that important? Because, like, I don't really want to, like, drive for Lyft and sidetrack my powers right now. And he was like, well, I don't know how important it is, but it's hilarious as hell. Somebody's got to take this prayer. I was like, okay, all right. They just want comedy, our Comedy Central. They know what the guy wants to talk about. Okay, so I said, all right. Go ahead. And the God patches this guy through. And I said, hello, I'm the great Bonnie Annika. What can I do for you? And the guy says, now, I think I might be part of this bad punishments in the soul problem. And I said, okay. And what makes you think so? And he said, well, I looked to see if there was a 666 on her forehead. Her forehead's got something, but I don't know. I can't really make it out because she keeps hiding when it gets too dark. Okay. And he was like, but I distinctly think there might be a problem. And I was like, okay, and what makes you think there's a problem? Well, we've had sex every day just fine. And recently, I put my dick inside of her, and it was the most disgusting, grossest smell ever known. And my dick felt like it was the most grossed out, sickening thing ever known. And now she don't never want to have sex, as if she understands the problem. So I was like, I suddenly realized why the God wanted someone to take this call. Or take this prayer. So I go back to the God. When I go back to the God, he's laughing his ass off. And he's saying, see, somebody had to take this prayer, man. This shit's hilarious. And I was like, all right, buddy, is this girlfriend, this wife, whoever she is she a 666? And he was like, she is a flaming 666. And she already knows, don't let nobody near her at night, because she figured out that somebody figured it out. And now once she had sex with her man, and he knows that she stinks like shit, straight from her soul, where no doctor can fix it or nothing, she's going to act all frigid, and she's too frigid, and she's never in the mood. And yeah, she's a flaming, raging 666. And I had to explain to that man that if he stays with her, he's going to die in a percentage of all of her punishments, because you cannot stay connected to the 666 and survive. And I was explaining to him that that's why it says in the Bible that you will leave your mother and leave your brother at the end of the world. It's, scary stuff like that. And that's why you will leave somebody, because, like, it's just too scary to stay near them or connected to them. And the guy said, oh, huh. So she's a 666. And so I used my powers, and I found out what she looks like at night, and I showed him if she would be honest, this is what she looks like in the dark. So if she was willing to be honest, this is what the 666 looks like. This is kind of the punishments and the crimes. And yeah, if you keep aiding and abetting or befriending, if you pretty much are around her in a nice way, you can end up getting a percentage and a portion of her punishments, which are very scary and in her soul. So when you get a portion or percentage of those punishments, it'll be in your soul where no one can help you, and you'll kind of be screwed. So it's up to you. But yes, she's a 666, and yes, that's what's happening, and she just doesn't want anyone to know. And the guy says, huh. And then he was like, well, do you create a power I can drink or something and just this goes away? And then he was like, I've heard of that power, the pee. Can you just give me some of that? Does that make this go away? And I was like, well, nothing makes her crimes any different. So her crimes and punishments will not change unless somehow God's changed the punishments in her soul. But by the time punishments hit your soul, there's nothing you can do about it. It's like making more right than wrong before you meet God at the throne or gate of heaven. If you are not making more right than wrong, by the time the punishments hit your soul, you're just screwed and stuck with it. And anyone who gets near you gets screwed and stuck. And you're like, so can you just use your powers then, I guess, to make me not want to be in this existence and life anymore? I was like, all right, buddy, I'll give it a try and see if I can get you away from everything and kind of merge you into a new life with a good girl that's compatible to you or something. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and want to be on the speedy plan for that. Like, yeah, makes sense. Did you want to talk to that God? Go back to talking to that God to chit chat, maybe talk about a little bit. Yeah, I think that's best. And as I gave him back to the God was still laughing his ass off. I was like, time to take the prayer break. And are you happy now? And he was like, yep, and I'm going to blast that everywhere. That is the most hilarious prayer I've ever heard.